Chapter 24. Heroes celebrate 1,000 years of glory for their mother. Poem. Have you not seen how Duan Qing used the Ministry of Agriculture's decree upside down, and how Tian Shu burned his petition to aid King Liang? A true man acts with the courage of a tiger, never succumbing to fear for personal gain. Life is valued above friendship, and even death brings lasting fame. Let not the Confucian scholar laugh at my shallow friendships, for I betray friends like a jackal. Wise men are resourceful, brave men are decisive. If the affairs of the world were considered by wise men, they would be thoroughly thought out. But how can anything be accomplished if one hesitates and weighs the pros and cons? Only a chivalrous and heroic man, impulsively acting without regard for the consequences, can move people to their feet. At that time, Qin Shubao, acting only for his friend, did not consider how to reply to Governor Liu after burning the petition. Seeing his momentary generosity, most of these people prostrated themselves on the ground. Shubao also prostrated himself on the ground. 4. The world is full of fleeting illusions, but a gentleman's heart is set on helping those in need. Friendship may be as strong as metal and stone, but true affection is as deep as the sea. At this moment, only Li Xuansui remained, hands clasped in his sleeves, brows furrowed, seemingly lost in thought. Chai Sicheng leaned back in his chair as if idly pondering. Cheng Yaojin stood upright, not bowing, and said, "Brother Qin, it's not like that. As the saying goes, one reaps what one sows. What I did then, how did it burden you? It was only because you didn't receive the two of us the other day that you were burdened. Now that the approval has been lost, how will you explain? The official will likely accuse you of disobeying orders and joining the bandits. What will become of this? Besides, I have no wife or children, only an elderly mother. It's thanks to this deed that Master Yu has diligently provided for her, ensuring she has enough to eat and wear. What have you done wrong? If anything happens to you, you'll abandon your elderly mother and beautiful wife, who will care for them. Now I have a plan. Master Yu, you only need to. I dedicate my heart to my elderly mother, and I have freed you. I confess everything. When I killed the official, it was only me, not you. When I pursued the investigating official and announced my name, it was also only me, not you. This can be proven by confronting the investigating official. I will simply turn myself in after the birthday celebration tomorrow. Brother Qin lost the document, so we won't pursue it further. But if you burn the document and release us, wouldn't we be grateful for Brother Qin's kindness? That wouldn't be a good ending, and we would have unjustly harmed Brother Qin. Everyone was initially happy, but upon hearing the words that burning the document wouldn't end things, and that Qin Shubao had been unjustly implicated, they were all dumbfounded. Only Li Xuansui said, "I thought of this when I burned the edict. At first, I was afraid that Brother Qin would be in a hurry to save himself and wouldn't release Cheng Zhiji. But when I saw that he was willing to release the two of them, I thought to myself, if Shubao is taken to Yuan Kai in the eastern capital, I will ask someone to intercede on his behalf, and he can be spared. I didn't expect the edict to be burned. Now I'm thinking of Brother Qin. Chief Steward Lai was originally under my late father's command, and I was on good terms with him. Moreover, Shubao has also served him. I will go to see Chief Steward Lai and ask him to tell a story to take Shubao away, and this matter will be resolved." Bo Dang said, "That's also a plan." Cheng Yaojin said, "That's right. If Chief Steward Lai takes him away, he won't release him. Besides, if we two aren't taken, the magistrate will have to pay compensation. These officials will just take the money home. They won't take it out to pay compensation. They will definitely not let him go. I'll just report him." Shubao said, "Wait a minute, I'll ask a high-ranking official tomorrow to say, I have tried many times but have failed. I am willing to pay compensation for the stolen goods, and the matter will be resolved." Indeed. Money talks, as the saying goes. What iron face? He'll just have to agree. Now, Chai Sicheng clapped his hands and said, "Second brother, don't worry, Chai Sicheng will take care of it." How could Chai Sicheng dare to say such a boast in front of everyone? It was because Prefect Liu was a protege of his father when he was in charge of the imperial examinations, and Chai Sicheng was a close brother. He had originally come to thank Xiubao and ask for a cut of his travel expenses. But now that he'd stumbled upon this, he was prepared to accept the bribe. After all, Prefect Liu was going to compensate for the stolen goods, but little did he know that he had brought 3,000 taels of silver from Tang Gong as a reward for Xiubao. Xiubao wouldn't accept it immediately, and if he did, wouldn't both of them be left with nothing? Therefore, he said, "To tell you the truth, Governor Liu is my late father's student. I'll go and resolve this crisis." Cheng Yejin said, "Even if we're family, 100 or so taels of silver would suffice." "How could you possibly agree to pay 3,000 taels of imperial silver?" Yujunda said. "As long as Brother Chai doesn't make things difficult for Uncle Bao, I'll find the silver myself." Chai Sicheng said, "The silver is on me. You don't need to find it. Everyone, please sit quietly and drink your wine. Don't reveal anything. If others find out, it will only cause trouble." Indeed. A brilliant plan, 6 times ingenious, breaks the encirclement in the blink of an eye. Enjoying a drunken revelry before the wine cup, letting the moonlight fade. Shang Xingxin said, "Since Brother Li and Brother Chai are both willing to acknowledge this matter, after the birthday celebration, we'll go together to help them in their time of need." Everyone happily resumed their banquet, drinking and enjoying themselves immensely. They talked and drank for some time, and before they knew it, it was almost dawn. Xiubao took his leave and went home. Upon reaching his own house in town, he saw the door was still open, his old mother leaning against it and his wife standing beside her. Xiubao asked in surprise, "Mother, why are you standing at the door so late?" His mother flicked her sleeves, went inside and sat down, tears welling in her eyes. Xiubao hurriedly knelt down. The old mother said, "You wretched child, where have you been drinking? Why are you only returning now? Don't you know that a mother worries when her son travels 1,000 miles? Although you haven't gone far, you must have had something to do. Yesterday, during the commotion at the manor, I saw the man who had been beaten and the neighbors all walked past. How bitter I was, yet you disregarded my old mother." Xiubao said, "How could I forget mother's kindness in raising me? But there is something I cannot do." The old mother asked, "What is it that I cannot do?" Xiubao said, "It is that the man from Lezhu who saved my life years ago has come to Kizhu with many friends. This morning he came to celebrate mother's birthday." The old mother said, "Since that's the case, get up and call your wife. We have distinguished guests who have come from afar. The tea, fruit, and side dishes are not what we usually prepare. They must be prepared to be more refined and clean." Xiubao summoned the 25 soldiers under his command as a flag officer to his home for use, and also invited his 2 friends, who were also tasked with apprehending thieves, to help with the work. Fan Jianwei, a rough man, was instructed to collect the gifts and pay for their travel expenses. Tang Wanren, with his excellent calligraphy, sent thank-you notes and kept a record of the gifts. Even Lion Zhezhen, with his polite manners, welcomed and accompanied all the friends who came to offer birthday greetings. Xiubao also took care of the banquets and other expenses for those arriving at their new posts. His influence extended beyond the group of friends outside the West Gate. People from all over Shandong's 6 prefectures came. Only the local commanders, officers, and other officials, including his fellow flag officers and subordinates, all came to offer birthday greetings. In Kizhu, all officials below the rank of chief magistrate and in Licheng County were required to take on the task of apprehending thieves, with the deadline of the 24th for their journey to Luyang. They had no choice but to flatter him, some sending gifts, others offering birthday greetings. There was also a group of outlaws who, grateful for Xiubao's intervention, dared not enter the hall to offer their birthday greetings. At the beginning of the month, they entered the city at night, carrying gifts with their names written on them, and slipped them over the wall. Xiubao received 1,000 taels of gold. Now, seeing the prefectural and county officials coming to offer their birthday greetings, they sent someone out of the outer city to inform Xingxin and the others to enter slowly, lest Yaojin reveal any information, causing inconvenience. After everyone had eaten at their lodgings, they entered the city after 9 a.m. There were 17 main guests with more than 20 attendants, and their gifts stretched along the street. As they approached Xiubao's gate, Xiubao and Jianwei changed their clothes and descended the steps to greet them. Upon meeting, they first carried the gifts inside. At this time, the gate was decorated with colorful banners, the hall was covered with felt, and the courtyard was shaded by cloth curtains. 10 tables were set on the platform. Small plates and boxes were placed on the tables. Fruit platters and other items were placed on the ground below the platform, and mutton and goose wine were placed below the steps. Each person, holding a gift list, stood before the eaves, inviting the elderly mother to offer her birthday wishes. The hall was set up with a grand celebration area, and above the screen hung a plaque with 4 large characters: double glory of filial piety and longevity. A couplet on the pillars praised the old lady's integrity. Having endured frost and ice, her integrity shines through. Her joy is like that of pine and cypress, lasting as long as the tree. In the center, fine incense burned in an ancient bronze cauldron, flanked by 2 incense tables, each with its own incense burner. To the left was a meticulously painted portrait of the god of longevity in the South Pole, and to the right, a finely embroidered portrait of the Queen Mother of the West. A colorful archway hung before the eaves, and drummers played music in the side rooms. Uncle Bao went to the screen door and invited his mother to meet his brothers in the main hall. His mother came out. Though she was 60, her son was in the prime of his life. She had yellow hair and a youthful face, dressed in a simple Taoist robe, carrying a string of prayer beads with dragon-shaped chins, followed by 2 maids. Chin's mother approached the hall and raised her hands, saying, "This old woman dares not perform the proper etiquette." She first washed her hands, lit incense, and bowed to heaven and earth. After bowing, she turned to the host's seat and spoke. "What virtue or ability do my son and I possess to be so grateful for your esteemed presence, which brings honor to our humble abode? You gentlemen have traveled a long way, and this old woman dares not perform the proper etiquette. I will simply stand and bow." Xingxin led the procession into the hall, and everyone said in unison, "We juniors have come from afar and have nothing to offer but this bow." Like a mountain of gold and a jade pillar collapsing, a pack of tigers and leopards bowed in the courtyard. The old woman also knelt down. Fan Hu, Tang Wanren, and Lion Zhezhen, however, did not follow the others in bowing. Instead, they grabbed Qin's mother's sleeves, preventing her from bowing. Xiubao knelt beside his mother and returned the greeting on her behalf. Xingxin said, "We're afraid of troubling you, Auntie. Let's just kowtow 8 times." The old lady returned the greeting and thanked them. The group then handed the gift lists to Xiubao, who presented them to his mother for her to see and placed them on the central table. The old lady said, "You all have given such generous gifts, to do so would be disrespectful." She instructed Qin Qiang to collect all the birthday scrolls from each family and hang them up on the goose feather fans on both sides of the screen door, only revealing the faces of the more elaborate ones. Xingxin stepped forward again and said, "Auntie, the food was too little to celebrate your birthday. We have some birthday wine prepared here. Let each of you offer 3 cups to wish you a long and healthy life." Xiubao said, "Second brother Shan, even the 3 brothers Fan Jianwei haven't offered my mother any wine. She's old. She can't accept many cups, let alone large ones. Brother, please just accept 3 cups in total." Li Xuansui said, 3 cups per person is too much for Master Shan, and 3 cups for Xiubao is too little. I have a humble opinion. If all our friends had come individually, each of them should have been offered 3 cups. If it's a family coming together, then only 3 cups should be served. But we are neither a family nor just one, each with a gift list here. Serve the wine according to the gift list. One gift list means 3 cups. Xiubao looked at the many gift lists. Then please allow me to drink on your behalf, Bading said. That's fine. May mother and son live a long and happy life. First came Xingxin's list, which had many people on it, 8. Shan Tong, Wang Yang, Li Mi, Tong Huan, Jin Jia, Zhang Gongjin, Shi Danai, and Bai Xiandao. These 8 had departed from Erxianzhuang on the 15th of September, and the gift list and presents were all prepared by Xingxin. Seeing so many guests, the old mother received 2 cups, and Xiubao received 1 on her behalf. Next was Chai Xiao, who had only 1 gift list. The old mother also received 2 cups, and Xiubao drank 1 on her behalf. Then Yuqi Nan and Yuqi Bei brought it up again. Although we only have 1 gift list, we must offer 6 cups of birthday wine. Xiubao said, Brother Shan has many friends, and following Brother Li's advice, we only offer 3 cups. Why do you insist on making an exception? The Yuqi brothers said, We have a reason. Among the gifts we just received was a letter from my official, Lord Luo. We are here on official business, using this as a pretext for personal gain. We should not disgrace our host. We will first offer 3 cups on behalf of Lord Luo before fulfilling our purpose. Everyone agreed. The old lady, upon hearing that it was her uncle-in-law's official business, reluctantly drank 2 cups, and Xiubao drank 4 on her behalf. Then it was Yujunda and Cheng Yaojin's turn. Xiubao said, This is Cheng Yiling, who lives at the Turtle Dove Inn. Qin's mother exclaimed in surprise, This is Cheng Yiling. How come his face doesn't look quite the same? I remember during the chaos I relied on your mother and we kept in touch for several years. Later, your mother went a dong and we lost contact after that. I never expected to meet you today. How is your mother? Yaojin said. Thanks to your protection, she is doing well. Please give my regards to your mother. Qin's mother was delighted and drank 2 cups. Xiubao then drank 1 cup on her behalf. Xingxin called out again, Please keep the host with us. You are a local friend, so please only offer 3 cups. There was also a gift list, with Jia Runfu's 3 friends from the city, Fan Hu, Lion Ming, and Tang Wanren, offering 3 cups in total. After the birthday banquet was over, the old lady expressed her gratitude and instructed Xiubao, Gentlemen, you have come from afar to grace us with your presence. We must drink merrily all night long. The old lady went inside, and Xiubao closed both doors. Everyone took their seats in order. They were all people who had met at Jia Liu's house. Today there were only 3 more from the city, and since they were Xiubao's close relatives, they all acted as hosts. Music was played and wine was served. Since drinking was not done without a drinking game was created using Xingxin's birthday greeting. Each person held a large cup, drank 1 cup, and recited the birthday greeting once. If a single word was mispronounced, a cup had to be offered in return. Xingxin first recited his greeting. Autumn light fades, the frosty moon shines clear. Only fragrant herbs remain, their beauty defying the cold. Though the flowers bloom in the twilight, their gentle warmth is like a spring dawn, as if the mother goddess of the West Pond has descended upon Pinglai Island. Cups float with the jade maiden's nectar, plates are laden with Anki dates. The banquet is a feast for the eyes. Proud and spirited men, their fame spreads far and wide, raising their cups, wishing to live long and laugh together before the flowers. The heroes sang a birthday poem and drank birthday wine. The poem was originally written by Li Xuansui of Shan Xingxin's family. Neither of them needs to be mentioned. Wang Bading and Zhang Gongjin, both of whom had been present, were both men of both literary and military talent. A slight recollection was sufficient. Chai Sicheng not only remembered it, but also sang it with melodious grace and harmony. Jia Runfu, well-versed in literature, also sang it well. The only ones who suffered were Bai Xiandao, Shi Danai, Yuqi Nan, Yuqi Bei, Yujunda, Jin Guojun, Tong Pizhai, Fan Jianwei, and their ilk. Cheng Yaojin said, This is clearly a trick on me. I don't recognize him, I can't pronounce it. Let's have a few cups of wine. Everyone laughed and drank heartily. Meanwhile, the servants and soldiers outside had also prepared several tables of food and wine to accompany them. Suddenly, they heard a very urgent knocking at the door. A soldier quickly fetched a light and opened the door. He came out to find a tall Taoist priest with a sword slung over his shoulder. The soldier asked, "What brings you here?" The Taoist replied, "I've come to beg for alms." The soldier said, "Alms are begged during the day. What time is it? Why are you here so strangely?" The Taoist said, "Others beg for alms during the day, but I insist on begging at night." The soldier said, "There's something going on inside. Who has the patience to bother you? Please leave." He shoved the Taoist, and the soldier fell backward, tumbling against the screen wall. The noise startled the soldiers in the side rooms, who, along with their servants, came out. These men were all capable of violence. Seeing the soldier fall, they rushed forward to beat the Taoist priest. The priest simply parried their blows, and a dozen or so men collapsed to the ground like a pile of dust. A soldier hurried into the hall to report to the guests. Xiubao, upon hearing this, said, "You all don't understand. He wants to beg for alms, whether it's meat or vegetables. Let him eat his fill, that's all. What's the big deal?" Fan Jianwei said, "Brother Qin, you entertain the guests. I'll go out and see what's going on." Fan Jianwei approached the gate and saw a Taoist priest with a robust build and a full beard, recognizing him as no ordinary man. He quickly raised his hands in a respectful bow and said, "Master, are you truly here to beg for alms, or is there something else you wish to discuss?" The Taoist priest replied, "What alms do I need? I simply wish to meet Brother Xiubao, say a few words to him, and then depart." Fan Jianwei said, "In that case, master, please wait a moment. I will go and invite him out." Fan Jianwei went in and spoke, and just as Xiubao was about to leave, the Taoist priest appeared before him, calling out, "Which one of you is Brother Xiubao?" At this moment, the assembled heroes also stepped forward. Xiubao replied, "This is I." He quickly bowed to the Taoist priest. The Taoist priest then asked, "Which one of you is Brother Shan Xingxin of Erxianzhuang?" Xingxin replied, "This is Shantong." He also bowed to the Taoist priest. Wang Bading said, "Teacher, we have many people. Let's all bow and sit down." Xu Bao then asked, "What is your surname, teacher?" The Taoist replied, "My surname is Su, and my given name is Honk." Upon hearing this, Xu Bao was overjoyed and said, "So it is Brother Su Honk. What brings you here?" Shan Xingxin said, "Wei Xuancheng often spoke of your many extraordinary strategies, skills, and talents in both literature and martial arts, and I have long admired you day and night. Now that I have met you, it is a great comfort to me." Xu Bao was about to arrange a seat and offer wine when Su Honk said, "Please sit for a moment. I have come to celebrate my aunt's birthday, but I dare not trouble her to come out at this time. I have brought some celestial wine from the mountains with me. Please take it in and offer it to my aunt. I will pay my respects from afar." He then asked for an empty pot, which his servants quickly placed on the table. Su Honk took out a gourd about 3 or 4 inches long from his sleeve, silently recited a few words to the sky, then traced a few lines on the outside of the gourd with one finger. He lifted the lid and poured out the contents, instantly filling the room with a unique fragrance. The steaming contents were a full pot of fragrant wine. Su Honk tapped the rim of the gourd with one finger, then stopped. Holding the pot in his hand, he said, "I was going to send it in right away, but since I've just met Brother Xiubao, I'm afraid he might be suspicious. Let me drink a cup first." He poured himself a cup and drank it all. He poured another cup and offered it to Xiubao, saying, "Brother, please offer a cup first, then I'll trouble you to take it inside to wish your mother a long and healthy life." Xiubao replied, "I am honored by this divine wine, but my mother has not yet been served it. How dare I try it first?" Just then, Chang Yaojin rushed out and shouted, "Let me and Brother Qin drink first." He then raised the cup to his lips and drank it all in one gulp, feeling the fragrance fill his cheeks and his essence return to his lungs. He said, "Would you like another cup?" Su Honk said, "That's not necessarily true. Take it inside, serve your mother, and then bring the rest to offer to you brothers." Xiubao took the pot and went inside. Honk bowed 4 times before entering, and it was truly a toast to longevity, a new and fragrant wine. Soon, Xiubao came out and bowed to Honk, saying, "My mother asked me to thank Brother Su for the heavenly wine. My mother has already drunk 3 cups. The rest Qin Qiang will share with the other brothers." Fan Jianwei told Xiubao to bow to Su Honk and then to Xiubao. Xiubao quickly bowed again. Honk stopped him, took out a gourd from his sleeve, blew into it, and filled the gourd. Everyone drank a cup, one after another, until it was Xiubao's turn to drink, just as the gourd was empty. Everyone drank and praised the wonder. Xiubao then arranged for Su Honk to sit under Shan Xingxin's shoulder, and the heroes also took their places. Xiubao said to Su Honk, "2 years ago, when I was on official business in Chang'an, I met pharmacist Li, who mentioned your great name." Xingxin asked, "Brother Honk, when did you stop seeing Wei Xuanchang?" Honk replied, "Last month, on the 15th of the lunar calendar, I happened to pass by the West Yue Temple on Mount Hua. Brother Xuanchang invited me to stay the night. He told me that 2 years ago, Brother Xiubao fell ill at the East Yue Temple in Lezhou. Thanks to you, Brother Qin was brought to your residence for treatment, and we spent about half a year together. Later, Brother Qin was wrongly executed and exiled to Yuzhou. Now 4 or 5 years have passed, and I have heard nothing from him. I miss him dearly." Brother Xuancheng couldn't leave the temple, so he asked me to deliver a letter to your residence, hoping we could come together to celebrate your birthday. Your Excellency said that you and the other gentlemen have already gone to Shandong to celebrate Madame Qin's birthday, so I rushed here overnight to wish your aunt a long and prosperous life. Having said this, he took out 2 letters from Wei Xuancheng from his sleeve. Xingxin opened and read it. It simply said that when he was in Lezhou the other day, he had received his brother's message of protecting the Dharma and bringing glory to the temple. As for Xiubao's letter, the first part was a brief recounting of his past. The middle part mentioned that he was unable to personally offer his congratulations, and the last part mentioned that his friend Su Honk was no ordinary person, and instructed Xiubao to use his discerning eye to recognize him. He also included a birthday poem to wish his brother a happy birthday. After reading it, Xiubao put it into his sleeve and said, "When I was ill in the temple years ago, it was thanks to his medicine that I was able to recover. When I returned to Lezhou from Yuzhou, I was just about to repay him when Brother Xuancheng went to Mount Hua. I have yet to repay his many kindnesses and favors, and I still feel apologetic." Li Xuansui asked, "Brother Su, when did you arrive here?" Su Honk replied, "I just arrived in the city this afternoon and am staying at Yan's Inn. I originally planned to come tomorrow morning to pay my respects to Aunt Qin on her birthday, but I noticed that the weather in the southeast direction was not good tonight, so I was worried about a minor disaster. I looked around and found that it happened to be in this village, so I had to come to accompany you all tonight." Upon hearing this, everyone asked in unison, "What disaster?" Honk replied, "You will know in a moment." Seeing Su Honk's elegant demeanor and extraordinary bearing, the heroes all chatted with him and urged him to drink. Just as they were enjoying themselves, Su Honk stopped, glanced out the window with his left eye, and exclaimed, "Oh no, a calamity has arrived." He jumped up, grabbed a cup of wine, stood on the platform, drew his sword, muttered incantations, and shouted, "Quickly." He then poured the wine into the air. Instantly, a fierce wind arose, black mist filled the sky, and the candle light in the hall flickered erratically. As everyone was still in shock, they heard a commotion outside and someone rushed in to report, "It's terrible! The neighbor's house on the left is on fire." Xiubao and the others, upon hearing this, hurriedly got up to send people outside to put out the fire. Hunk stopped them, saying, "Brothers, don't move. It's raining heavily outside." Before he finished speaking, a torrential downpour began in the courtyard and lasted for a full hour before the clouds cleared and the rain stopped. A servant entered and said, "A sudden downpour has extinguished the fire. Otherwise, it would have spread terribly." The heroes were even more impressed with Su Honk. It was just past dawn, and everyone rose to take their leave. Honk said to Xiubao, "I won't be able to attend tomorrow morning." Xiubao replied. Brother, you've come from afar and all of you are here. Please stay a few more days. Hunk said, because Wei Xuancheng often says that Taiyuan has the aura of an emperor. I've made an appointment with Brother Liu Wenjing and am eager to meet him. That's why I must depart. Xiubao said, in that case, I also wish to write a letter to Brother Wenjing. I also wish to write a letter of thanks to Xuancheng and send it to your residence tomorrow morning. Hunk agreed. Everyone thanked him and left. Indeed. A grand feast is fleeting. A magnificent banquet is hard to come by again.